Okay, now it's looking like we're good. Excellent. Ah. More, hey, so I'm back at ya. How you doing? Let me know if the game audio is too loud. I've already modified the levels, but I can taper them down further if need be. Welcome back to the land of the living, only for a couple hours. I've been invaded by Amazonians. You've been bored as fuck. Well, let's see if we can't fix that. Audio's fine? Excellent. Okay, so technically the Baxcalibur raid ended last weekend, but I haven't gone online with my Pokemon games, so I still have the old raids active. You call it procrastination. A few more hours of entertainment for you. I'll call it that. Even better. So this is the prize we received from the last raid, which we will be rerunning today. A perfect Baxcalibur. A Pokemon which, honestly, I made one to try and be competitive with it. I'll use that on one of my alts when we do the full-on Scarlet Violet playthroughs. I've not really found them satisfactory yet, so we're going to see just how good this Sub-Zero Godzilla knockoff really is. But if you want to see more about the Temu Lizard, then let's also go into Glaive Rush. This is one of the things that seemed like is going to just give this Mon, so many goddamn problems. After this move is used, attacks on the user cannot miss and will inflict double damage until the user's next turn. Unless you are pulling some, like, Gen 5 dive assist strats, this thing will take hits. You can't time your attacks around that attack. And this is no Purloin. This is no Lightbird either, so it's actually occurring to me right now. Hang on. It didn't save my stream's updated title. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I saw it just before you mentioned that in chat. Damn. I will save that title for later. You know, if we have time, we go back for some Monster Hunter Wilds later. For now, though. And let me see here. I want to use the same formatting on the title that I had previously. We'll just keep Glaive Rush on the screen the entire time, because this move just baffles me. There's no way for it to be good unless you're planning to one-hit KO. What are you running? A Life Orb? A Dragon Scale? A Choice Band? Really? I don't see how it works. Mightiest Mark, Baxcalibur. I think that's spelled correctly. Why don't I just look at the screen? It's more fun this way. I've been having to hone my typing a smidgen. Trying to get better with Words of Power, the Warhammer Bolt Gun spinoff. I guess this is what Monster Hunter looks like now. Honestly, if you played Monster Hunter Stories, it's not far off. I'm pretty sure this could have been, Your Twitch just clipped something automatically? Well, I hope it was funny, at least. If it was at my expense, better odds than not. Okay. So yeah, I'm late to the Baxcalibur raid. I apologize. I want to do this before the current mass event outbreak ends. I want to get that synced up so I can start shiny hunting some electric types. I'm going to pull up my notes, and you hang there. Actually, hang on. I think it's better screen real estate if I put you behind me, and I pull up my notes on the left. It's called thinking, and I pretend I can do it. Okay. Now, the most unique thing with the Baxcalibur Tera raid is actually it has several firsts out of all Tera raids. It has the highest raid boss HP multiplier to date, and it seems like this is to avoid the downsides of Glaive Rush as well as the recoil off of Ice Skull Crush. Or Ice Skull... Hang on. Great thing I just got some free time then. The blondes with their heads in the clouds, they wanted to go see the Big Apple. Fuck, they can take a bite at it for all I damn well care. I'm in no hurry to go back to New York. So this means I have some time to myself, unless they come back across state lines. The Sacred Notes. Okay. So the big thing with the Baxcalibur Tera raid is that it has several firsts, which probably helps to explain why they skipped 4 generations of pseudo-legendaries to go straight to this Tera raid. We went from... no Dragapult, no Kuma-O, no Goodra, no Hydreigon even. I used a Hydreigon 2 raids ago, but we skipped actually getting one as a raid boss. Anyway, this is the highest raid boss HP to date, and it seems like this is to avoid the downsides of its moveset as well as, its moveset. It's the recoil off of Ice Skull Crash and, Ice Skull Crash, and the damage doubling after, Glaive Rush. Thinkint. Do I have any other state? Anyway. I don't think even Mewtwo had that high of an HP multiplier. 55? Like, Mewtwo was a raid where if you didn't have 4 people explicitly coordinated to do it together, each with dedicated roles, you weren't doing it. When I did the Mewtwo raid, it was me, my best friend, and his brother. I had 2 switches. I was playing both a DPS and a healer. I couldn't go cross-eyed, but I had to keep my eyes on both systems to do both roles at the same time. I didn't have enough people to do the Mewtwo raid otherwise. I'm still surprised I was able to drag in 2 of them. So this thing has more HP than the legendary 7-star Tera raid. Also, the most allied stat resets to date. When I say allied stats reset, I'm talking about our allies. So when this thing decides it's going to reset our stats, 3 times, 1 raid. I'm sorry, what? 3 stat resets. That means I have to set up 4 times. It's a 7-star. You can't go in there raw. You have to buff. So yeah, you have to set up Iron Defense layers 4 times. That's 12 uses of it. Depending on if you want to go for the full spread or not. I have had instances where I'm able to get by with 1 or 2. I did some practice runs. Friendless behavior. Look, I told you before, if I went to my mother, my sister, my brother-in-law, I could probably get 2 switches on loan, and then play it 1 man, 4 switches. Then buff. Easy fix. The first time I ran this with my Scarlet version, I almost ran out of time. I think I have that clipped on my Switch if you want to see that, but, is this it, or... You want to switch too? Give me some? Well, unfortunately for you, I'm not a switch in terms of roles, but I am bi. That might be as close as you get. Sharing is caring. I'm going to operate under the assumption that this is the correct clip, and we're going to check it out. So let me just reset the desktop audio for a moment. Let's check it out. Didn't close the notes. My attention span is working wonders today, isn't it? that stage, I had a maximum of 2 turns. The audio is too loud? Oh, hang on. Let me take it back down to there. Can you hear it now? Let me put it down to... Should be no issue if I set it here. Let me know if you still can't hear me or not. You're welcome. Hopefully this is a good level. So yeah, even after it loses a turn here, we still have a maximum of 2 turns after this happens. A maximum of 2 turns. We came down to the wire. That was actually my first attempt with the Scarlet build. We're starting with Violet, but we'll go to Scarlet sooner or later. That was my first attempt with Scarlet, and it was very nearly a fail, but we still got in just barely. So I think we're using 2 decent builds, although if you're worried about redundancy, these are both body press builds. So we're using Iron Defense and body press on both of them. The rest of the movesets don't quite overlap, but we'll get to that momentarily. So back to the notes. By the way, why are you mad, Perfecto? I'm only mad with power, but it's not fun because, well, going mad without power was more fun. Nobody tried to stop me. Why am I still mad? Oh. Yeah, right, that was over the goddamn multipliers. And the volumes, the audio levels. It's okay, though. I'm chill. I'm chill. I'm chill. I can find my temper and then brutalize it. Don't send help. I'm too far gone. Anyway, we're back on the notes. I'll calm now. Great. So there were 2 alts I was looking into as far as builds on this boss are concerned. There was Annihilate, which is from Danny. We're going to be using her Avalog in this file. So Danny solo raids, if you want to check her out, I can actually bring up... Let me see here. Nope, that is not updating properly. There we go. If you want to check out Danny's solo raids, she's done multiple setups for more 7-star raids than I can count. And for what we're using today, as well as one of the alts we explored, she developed them. I got 0 complaints. I would have complained if I used the Annihilate build, but we're going to be using her Avalog, so... Again, that is... Let me copy-paste that into the chat. That is Danny's solo raids. You can find her on YouTube. That's where I watched her, so if you want to check out her builds or other videos, go there. Using someone else's content again, I see. I can't help it if theft is meta. It's not exactly stealthy either. Thieving without... stealth. I guess that's just burglary. God, the fuck, that delay is huge. I apologize. It's that severe, huh? We haven't lost the connection yet, though, so... I'll take what I can get. So yeah, we're using Danny's solo raids as build for Violet today. And her Avalog here is something similar to what we've used before, but it's similar to an Orthworm we've used before. We haven't tried this with an Avalog, and that does bring in some additional complications. And benefits, actually. Since we're not using Earthworm, it means we have access to Chilling Water, which means we have an option to debuff the enemy as opposed to relying purely on self-buffing. It's probably just your peak village Wi-Fi? Maybe you can have some more delivered on horse-drawn carriage. Like, Chilling Water is one of the unique things that I actually appreciate compared to Earthworm. Because when we get to that build in Scarlet, we're relying on the possibility of accuracy debuffs. Speaking of peak, am I free next week? I am free starting Wednesday. And then I have doctors again on Thursday, but I'm going to be widely open on Thursday. Just not fully. So, unfortunately, I'm not available Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, but Wednesday, yes. Absolutely. So I'm sorry I have to offer you a molehill, but I think we've got some mountains we can climb together. You might have shit get delivered by carriage since the horses are right below your room. Well, maybe we should stop horsing around and get into the strat then. So, Chilling Water versus Mud Slap. Mud Slap is a move that is more widely available, but Chilling Water is more generally reliable because it's specifically lowering attack in a mono physical attacking raid. Versus Mud Slap, yeah, you generally have more applicability to it because everybody can be worried about their accuracy, unless they're using strictly 100% accuracy moves. Versus Chilling Water only doing the physical attack stat, but Mud Slap does a chance. Mud Slap is accuracy reduction, so you're only getting a possibility of it helping. Chilling Water, generally more useful overall. And compared to the Earthworm, we have Protect on there, but I don't think we honestly need it. Compared to the possibility of using Protect as an Earthworm, we have the guaranteed utility of Recover as an Avalugg. Absolutely. We're going to be using a Shell Bell on the Avalugg. Ability could be anything. Let me just see if you can see that on the overlay. You can, okay. You can see on the bottom right, just around my shoulders, we have the Sturdy ability. There's no particular reason to choose Sturdy ability over the other two. The ability's not most relevant in this raid. If it worked the way I was hoping, I would have gone for Ice Body, but that's only going to help us in Hail or Snowscape. So, as far as this raid's concerned, I picked the Sturdy because it's the hidden ability, it's the rarer one, so simple as. Tera type fighting, again, we're using body press here, so we want that additional layer of stab. EVs, 252 in HP, 252 in raw defense. I put the last 6 points into speed, although we are honestly expecting to always move second unless the opponent gets paralyzed or slowed down in some other way, so it didn't really matter where I put them. It's not going to interact with any of our other stats. We're not using special attacks. Our attack stat's not going to help us because it's not counted into body press. I guess I could have put them into special attack for maybe 1 additional point of damage in Chilling Water, but that is statistically insignificant, so the last 6 points I threw them in speed. Bold or Impish Nature. Functionally, these would have been the same for this raid. However, if I use this Avalugg for breeding in the future, Impish is more generally useful, so I went with Impish. Which you can see here on the right, actually. The red arrow and the blue arrow on defense and special attack, respectively. Bold would have dropped my physical attack stat. There are applications where you would want to use Bold instead of Impish, but this is not one of them. You can choose either or. As for the attacks, Body Press, Chilling Water, and Iron Defense, you do not need to max their PP. I maxed everything just because you know my neuroticism. Recovery, however, if push comes to shove, we are looking at using more than 5 of these. Like, for my Earthworm, I had to fall back on heal shears. I was that hungry for health. So, for an Avalugg, we actually have the chance to heal up to 8 times without burning a heal shear. I can't take that for granted. Now, once we get in there, here's the strat. Turn 1, Iron Defense. Turn 2, Chilling Water. Turn 3, Recover. At this stage, you're probably going to be under 197 health. That is less than half, but Recovery will give you the full 50%, so I believe my first attempt with this, I'd gotten to just within like 5 HP of max off that recover. Then 2 Chilling Waters, and you might think you don't need that second recover all the way on turn 6. It feels too early. If you take even 1 crit before turn 7, you need that recover. My first attempt with this Avalugg build, I think it was actually turn 6, the turn I was queuing up recover, it got a crit on me. So, it put me under 190, then that got me back to near full. Do not underestimate the recover. Afterwards, we are going to set up Iron Defense again. By this stage, we have Chilling Waters to... How many turns do I get in total? That depends on whether or not the game works properly. I'm playing the Switch 1 version, so don't take things for granted. I feel like I can safely say we get about 25 turns if everything works as intended. We actually had a bit of a margin, so... If everything works as intended, and... I don't think it can go over 30. This is the thing, thankfully, because we're going to be taking such small damage, it's going to have to process so little in the terms of animation. What do I mean, 25? That's a lot, what the fuck? In terms of a raid battle, like, I told you how big the boss's health bar is, right? That's bigger than Mewtwo. This guy has more stamina than Godzilla. Just no class. I would say under ideal circumstances, you could go up to 30 turns in a Tera raid like this. That's ideal circumstances, assuming everything works, etc. It's more likely that a raid like this is going to be under 20. Yeah, but you thought it was going to take like 15 max? The turns are going to go very quick. Trust me, once we're in there, there's not going to be a lot of moving parts all at once. The only thing that would fuck us up irrevocably would be if we get an NPC ally that brings an Arcanine as a raid partner. That's the only thing we have to soft reset around. If we see an Arcanine trainer, we have to reset. Everybody else, though, I feel fairly safe. There's ones I would choose, obviously. Hell, Danny Solo Raids did an entire write-up on which NPCs we should target both positively and negatively. One of those allies is not my phone notifications. Arcanine can't be on the team because it will spam Flamethrower and activate Thermal Charge more frequently than Intimidate activates. Let's go back to Baxcalibur, and I'll show you the ability. Thermal Exchange boosts the attack stat when the Pokemon is hit by a Fire-type move. The Pokemon also cannot be burned. The big thing you would want off an Arcanine spamming Flamethrower is the idea that it could burn and get a semi-permanent attack drop. Now, in most circumstances, the flame wouldn't wear off. So, unless you were playing single player and it got a friendship buff to make the ability just instantly remove your status. Or you're a raid boss in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, in which case sometimes the effects just randomly disappear because... Ooh, visual warning. Yep. Okay. So yeah, the big thing you would want from a Flamethrower using Arcanine, the idea that it could burn, can't even happen here. All you're going to do is be spamming fire attacks into a Pokemon that wants to be hit by fire attacks. That's like, maybe I should spam Shockwave into an electric Pokemon that has Volt Absorb. I'll give you 3 guesses why that doesn't work. And the first 2 guesses don't count. It absorbs the voltage! Now, as far as the other NPC allies we get here, you will clear the raid more quickly if the NPC shown in the third/bottom slot on the left side of the screen is the one that baits Glaive Rush a good portion of the time. So, our final NPC ally, we would want something like a Weavile, an Umbreon, a Heracross, a Tauros, a Dunsparce. And I actually had in Scarlet and Violet, my last attempts for practice, I had Umbreon in both of those slots. Didn't even give time to guess. I told you, the first 2 guesses don't count. Therefore, you don't get a first guess. Weavile is generally useful here with Leer, and as far as additional utility for the NPCs. Gardevoir for healing, Sylveon for physical attack debuffs, Toxapex can also use Chilling Water, Staraptor with Feather Dance and Intimidate. Staraptor would probably be the best one. I had Paldean Tauros in my last attempts, so even just one Intimidator is enough to offset things. Maybe I reset for an Intimidator that's not Arcanine, but I don't know if that's going to be necessary. It would just be helpful. It never got that close with the Avalugg build. When we go to Orthworm, however, look at our hold item. It's Covert Cloak again. Which means Orthworm has to rely on the spoilers. Rely on the Baxcalibur, spamming Earthquake to give us our heals back. Yes, we have Earth Eater. The Earthquakes will heal us, but that means we're relying on the enemy's attack choices in order to regen our health. That or 3 heal cheers, tops. But at least for the Avalugg, we are falling back on something more stable. We have 8 PP for recovery, and we also have 3 heal cheers. So the Avalugg feels much more stable. So we've gone over the build. We've gone over the Mon itself, the item, the ability, the Tera type, the EV spread, the nature, and the attacks. We are going to be using Iron Defense in order to set up our Body Press. Iron Defense is 2 stages of defense increase per usage. That means we use it 3 times, we max out our defense. Chilling Water is going to be our preventative measure to keep the Baxcalibur in line. It's going to use Swords Dance twice throughout the fight. We're going to be using Chilling Water a minimum of 5 times, so depending on our Intimidators, we should be able to keep it below a Swords Dance increase. Generally often. And the last one is Recover. Again, you need heals to stabilize. You do not have reliable healing if you fall back on cheers. You want recovery moves, or you want to hold a Shell Bell. Otherwise, you're just not going to survive all that long in a 7-star raid. As for the strat itself, Iron Defense, Chilling Water, Recovery, Chilling Water, Recover, and this is where we can finally catch things up. We already went over the first 6 steps. It seems like turn 7 to turn 25 is going to be a long time. It's not. Because most of the things that are going to happen are we set up, it takes our stat buffs away, we reset again, we redo our buffs, it nerfs us again. We have to set up 4 times in this fight to not get insta-gibbed. So after we activate our Tera with the 3 Chilling Waters, that's when we have to start setting up again very early on. Like turn 7 out of a minimum turn 25. We're like a quarter of the way through. But once we get those 3 Iron Defenses set up, we can terrestrialize to fighting, and then we actually start attacking on turn 10. Like, just imagine that in a Pokemon fight, saying, oh yeah, I have to find a way to set up and survive for the first 9 turns. It's ludicrous. And after we get to spam Body Press for like 5 turns, maybe, it depends on whether or not the Baxcalibur uses Glaive Rush. Because its ability versus that attack's debuff, we want it to use Glaive Rush as often as possible. We are going to resist that attack. And while we resist it, it is still getting the damage it takes doubled when we attack back. We want to use Glaive Rush as much as possible. It has unlimited PP because, again, Tera Raid boss balance. Right. So it's going to have infinite Glaive Rushes if it so chooses. We want to use Glaive Rush as much as possible so we effectively deal double damage every turn. But it will intermix Earthquake and Ice Skull Crash. It will be using Swords Dance set up multiple times, so we don't get to choose that. We have to roll with the punches. We have another spamming of Iron Defenses and Recoveries as necessary. We have Chilling Water resets. We have Body Presses. We have Iron Defense. And then, once we get to turn 25, And that might be a low ball. I think it was actually... It was just one turn difference. I think it was turn 24 in my last practice attempt that I was able to start just spamming body press after all the resets. You're stunned. Kill yourself. No, don't kill yourself. Let the Baxcalibur raid boss do it for you. Wait a minute. You can't kill yourself because now I'm going to throttle you. What are you wasting money on resubbing for? Why did you do that? Thank you, though, sincerely. But why? Okay, let's just pull those off the screen. You pressed a random pop-up. Well, it worked out for me, but you might want a refund. But you want to kill yourself. No. You have to outlive the things that make you want to kill yourself. Kill them instead. You didn't even pay anything this time. Well, I guess it's still a, I guess I'm still the prime benefactor then, aren't I? Can I check the charge on this controller? Hang on. It's feeling unresponsive. It's still over halfway charged. You're just being a nuisance. It's just your subscription paid that on the second. You're allowed to hesitate. You can spend your money on more important things. Or screw more important, just better. We are looking for the black crystal now. There it is. Black crystal. Ice type. Yeah, I'm getting money from you at least once a month. Now you actually want to gift us up. Why would you do that? Hey, Andrea, thanks for joining. I'm yelling at Moore for wasting money. And then we're going to do a raid boss. Actually, I can do both at the same time. Okay, so we're already set with the Avalog at the head of the party, so... How are us? How are we both? Who was that dapper fellow? That glamorous lady? Who was that special they, them? Because I know that cool person being theoretically addressed wasn't Moore gifting subs. I'm sure King Nico is going to very much appreciate that, though. Thank you, Moore. You're very generous. How are we both, though? How are us? Is our us? Icarus? Flew too close to the sun. It's been over 39 degrees Celsius by me. If you want Fahrenheit, that's my preferred measurement. Over 100 degrees. We had 104 recently. Anything to annoy me. You're succeeding. 140 degrees fair. 140, Jesus. 104. If it's 140, I'm not just moving out of this state, I'm leaving the planet. I don't care if it's a one-way trip. I will go to Mars before I live in 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Just to show you how much I hate the heat, I brought an ice type to an ice Tera raid. And yes, I've previously cleared this raid before, so no catching. Did you think the boss I showed you in my box was just for decoration? Now, if I see an Arcanine trainer in here, I'm going to reset. Anything else, I will play out. You're so grateful that it finally cooled down in Germany. Here, it cooled down, big-ass air quotes, to 88 degrees Fahrenheit. I think that's still, like, 35-something in Celsius. Is that the Bellibolt trainer or Gardevoir? Okay, we got the Gardevoir and the Sylveon. We don't have an Intimidator, but I do think we have enough healing and attack debuffs. We can play this out. Even with our resistances, that's before the Guard Cheer kicks in. That's before we put up our Iron Defense. It's over half our health. And the shield's already up. We don't even have a chip in its health at this stage. Jesus. It got even hotter by you. Andrea, have you considered living inside of a refrigerator? Because I gotta tell you, my mother has a pool. I'll break into that and submerge my entire body as much as humanly possible. And it's not getting hotter. It's theoretically getting cooler. So now that first recover is done, we need to put in 2 more chilling waters. Our allies are not doing admirable damage while that shield is up. But I think the Haxorus is the only physical attacker among them. The Gardevoir is doing work, though, with those extra life dues. It's almost 8 p.m. out and 30 degrees. Jesus. I translate that to Imperial, aka correct for me. What is that, like 85, 90 degrees Fahrenheit? Wait, did I do 3 chilling waters? Yeah, okay. I still need to do 1 more recover, or... Stats are reset, actually, so I'm going to go straight to Iron Defense. We're running 1 turn slow. That Gardevoir's heals are actually taking up time. We might lose turns. One more Iron Defense, and then we can go on the offensive. You accept get you into a fridge just to... Get her some cool weather. Jesus, Google says 30 degrees Celsius is 86? I don't feel bad for you then, because it's hotter here. It was 90 the last time I looked at it, but I'm not going outside to check. Still, I don't want anybody outside of this goddamn weather. Are you in one of the parts of Europe that doesn't have air conditioning? Because if so, defect. Okay, so we skipped our turn 6 heal. We're going straight into the turn 10 through 14 body presses. And that was purely with our Shell Bell, so the Gardevoir should deprioritize healing us with Life Dew now, which cuts down on our animation times. You do have AC. Thank... I was going to say God, but actually in Florida, or is it Florida or California, they have a statue dedicated to the guy that invented air conditioning, so... Thank a Florida man. Now that's the kind of damage I want to be seeing off Icicle Crash. I'd prefer if you were using Glaive Rush, though. So we're going to probably need 3 more hits of that. Also, Hydra... Oh, random crit. We have our body presses active, though, for good healing with Shell Bell. That's not a problem, but it does have to keep you on your toes. Random crits can be the death of you in these raids. And we're back to full anyway. You know, I'll throw out one chilling water now just to be safe. Another random crit. Jesus. Yeah, the timing on the moves is different depending on what NPC allies you can get, so... The last time I did this with Avalog, I actually had it reset its own stats and ours simultaneously on the turn of the shield break. Hang on, it just glaive rushed, but we're not going to be fast enough to outspeed it. Otherwise, I wish we attacked it with a body press that turn. It would have done buffed damage. Maybe it'll glaive rush again. Okay, so we're going to skip turn 18 through 19 with the double chilling water. We're going straight back into body press. And also, it just has a built-in chance to miss attacks. You don't even have to worry about the mud slaps on an Orthworm, which will be our next build. So, 5 body presses exactly. We've already put in the 2 chilling waters, so once it resets our stats, we're going to go straight into Iron Defense. We should be able to outspeed it just enough. And by outspeed, I don't mean we move first in the turn order. I'm trying to outlive the timer on the battle itself. I can't believe Gardevoir's life dues actually ate that much of our timer. So we used 1 initially, then another 3, a second set of 3, so we should be at 17 PP for Iron Defense. We get in 1, maybe 2 body presses, then we have to reset our stats yet again. We have to set up 4 goddamn times in this raid boss. I'm not over that. I'm still annoyed. Use Glaive Rush, you shit! I like the cold, I like Godzilla, you're making me root against both. Damn it, we got another flinch. Was that the second or the third flinch this fight? There's a reason I use Covert Cloak on Orthworm. I don't like it. But those flinch chances are high enough to be a pain. Rip, not yet, but it's close. We might actually not have enough time. Shit. You hope I lose? You don't have to ask for anything special. It's just gonna happen. I have to attack in now. I only have 2 layers of Iron Defense, but I don't have enough time. I get 2 attacks in from this point. Maybe 3. Maybe. I need it to attack me with Glaive Rush at least 1 more time. If it does, I can bounce back. Glaive Rush. Now I do double damage. It's on pixel health. Let me just get in my last attack. God damn you. It has pixel on the timer. I think I got it fast enough. Yes! With 1 second left on the clock. Oh, yeah. You manifested my downfall? Ugh. I think you fell for something else. Just like that Baxcalibur. Fell to my iceberg. How dare I? I overcame fate. I brought nature to some sort of radioactive monster. I'm a protagonist. The pickings were that slim. I became the hero. Jesus. Ooh, mint nugget? Nice. Du soll eine Mutter? It worked! Pimelukter? Is it loot care or loot chair? I don't like loot boxes. I'm not going to have a loot chair in here. Well, that was the first build of the day, and it actually worked. First try. I didn't even have to soft reset for anything. So, more. Tell me more about how you enjoy my Pokemon streams, because they're just a Switch main menu simulator. I'm all ears. Oh. I suck. Correct. You don't even have, you don't even have to ask nicely for it. Make doubly sure I saved. I'm going to keep the raid active on Violet, actually, because I don't know if I want to farm it or not. I'm only planning on farming the new Mass Event Outbreak on my Scarlet copy, so Violet, I'll keep Baxcalibur around. Oh, you love my streams, except this time. Well, even though the Orthworm is simpler in its own way, you might get to watch me fail this one. Let me just swap the cartridges. Yep. And while the game loads up, actually, I'm going to bring back the notes. Because, you may or may not have noticed this line right at the top. This Orthworm is literally exactly the same as the one we used 2 raids ago on Garchomp. And that Orthworm is the same one we used previously on Dragonite. Which was before we even had guarantees we were getting all the pseudos as raid bosses. Well, actually, no. I say guaranteed, but actually, considering we skipped 4 out of the 9 generations, I don't know if we're getting the other remaining 4 pseudos. Like, I will get in here. I will show you. I'm not saying it's similar. I'm not saying they are interchangeable. I'm saying this is literally the same one I used for 2 other raids previously. Not just any other raids. Like, if you have someone like an Annihilate, then yeah, that's a general all-purpose type of Mon. If you have a Goldango, that's a general all-purpose kind of Mon if you're going for Tera raids. Look at the date on this thing. August 2024. I built this guy damn near a year ago. Let's be more honest. If we rounded up 10 months ago. I built this Orthworm 10 months ago, and I'm using him for his 3rd 7-star raid. How do you plan for this? If I knew he was going to be this kind of a goat, I would have... Oh... If I knew he was going to be this good, I would have gone for a goddamn shiny. I would have tried farming that up. Yeah, sure, whatever. Now hydrate. Fair enough. While I'm hydrating, I'm going to pull up somebody else's YouTube channel, because even though we already had this build, the strat for the fight, I did borrow, so credit where it's due. Panfro Games. I don't think I've used any of their builds or their strats on stream before, but generally they're more focused on like group strats for raids. They do videos on solo strats, obviously. We're using one today, but content stealing, again, I prefer to think of it as recycling. Even though I'm clearly the inferior product, and I'm just repurposing scraps off of somebody bigger and more competent. Do I even do my own streams at this point? Yes, that's what I call it when I'm trying to get a goddamn lobby to function in Monster Hunter. Which, if we get lucky and the strats actually work out quickly enough, we're gonna have time. Maybe we'll play some Monster Hunter. Okay, hydrate! Once again, that is Panfro Games. I'm going to copy and paste the username in the chat. I watch them on YouTube, so feel free to check them out if you like this. Whoop whoop, Monster Hunter yippee. I hope it works. You know what? I'll save it for when we get to Monster Hunter. I have something bookmarked. I want to go over it before we play Monster Hunter again. Okay, let's see. Bring the notes back up. First things first. There's the chunky little fella. You can hang out on my shoulder. Right. Notepad, put it on the left. There we go. I literally had this Orthworm build. I've already shown you how I built it 2 Pokemon streams ago. Like, it's not just a matter of me stealing other YouTubers' builds now. I'm literally stealing from myself. How do you manage to rob one's own being? Self-flagellation? Guilt? Laziness. Procrastination. Let's go with that one. So, we've done this Orthworm before. Holds a covert cloak. Default ability with Earth Eater. Tera-type fighting. As far as the EV spread goes, again, it's the 252 HP, 252 raw defense, same as the Avalugg. If you want to put the remaining 4 to 6 points in either special defense or speed, that's up to you. The only way we're going to be reliably out-stealing. Freud. Just steal it all the time, Tisk, fake ass. I wasn't planning on taking any hostages today, but if you find me captivating, that's on you for having a lack of standards. So yeah, 4 special defense, 6 speed. Impish nature is pretty much a guarantee here if you're using Orthworm. Like, Impish on the Avalugg when you're running Chilling Water, because Chilling Water is a special attack. Impish reduces your special attack stat. So if you want to go bold on Avalugg, I understand that choice. But we're not relying on Chilling Water for damage. Meanwhile, for Mud Slap, that's going to be using our special attack, and we're relying on that 100% for debuffs, dropping accuracy. Mud Slap is not going to get our Tera online. It's not going to be helping us for any more than the initial setup. Yes, it does technically get your Tera online, but you could also hold on that activation until you have Body Press ready to go. Mud Slap is just not what I consider reliable. And here you were seeing me as a role model, only if you view me as a demonstration of what not to do. Excuse you? You have very high and great standards. Then how did I slip in? You might think you're raising the bar, but that just means I slipped under it. Hell of a problem, and I play Limbo. I still have a lot of flexibility, even though I'm falling apart. I was at a doctor's appointment last week, and something to do with my health flexibility came into it. I'm not reliable. Very true. I was at my doctor's, and for some reason my flexibility came into it, and it's like, my arms are both shot right now. I am trying to get an appointment with an orthopedist that is either on my plan or otherwise affordable. Thank you, American Healthcare. So I'm trying to make things happen with an orthopedist. My doctor for my other shit is talking to me, and it's like, I still have some flexibility left. I can still do toe touches and full splits. I'm not reliable. You don't know. I'm just so weird it's charming. Like a rat. A naked mole rat? Does that mean I can have nachos? I might not be Rufus, but my nonsense is raw unstoppable. Absolutely. So yeah, I'm at this doctor's appointment, and for some reason, and I'm talking about how I can still do toe touches and the splits. I stand up. I'm ready to demonstrate. My doctor just starts saying, please don't hurt yourself. Please don't pull anything. Please don't do that. It's like, I know what I can and cannot do. I know my limits, which is one of the annoying things because I'm limited in so many ways. But if you want to twist me around like a goddamn pretzel, I won't break. If you want to shake my hand, though, something's gonna fracture. It's like everything except for my forearms, I've still got a little bit of a twist to it. Nachos all the way with extra cheese? Oh yeah. Mission impossible achieved. That's enough about me being bendy, however. Or, no, what was the line from Mass Effect 2? Reach and flexibility. It sounds better coming from a velociraptor pretending to be Batman. And also Scarface. Dang, I'm broken as shit. Don't default to, yeah. Stay awake, no hibernating. Yeah. And I've still got doctors that are laying things on for the coming week, too. After Thursday, hopefully, I should be able to spread out my appointments more. I'm trying to find a way to get out of this shit early. But whatever the sessions are, I gotta work with. Options within my plan are not exactly commonplace. So, what I can get, I take. Anyway. Back to the build. We just went over the EVs. If you want to go special defense versus speed, you're not planning on outspeeding this thing. You don't really need to worry about outspeeding it for the timing on your moves. It's not like, say, an avalanche build on Avalug. Yeah. Maybe I am hungry. What time is it? Oh, it's almost 2 o'clock. When did I last eat? I have croissants! Haha! Take care of myself. Bitch, alright. Otherwise you will threat food? It's not crisp, it's a refrigerated croissant. No ASMR. You want a croissant? Okay. I'm tapping against the microphone, but your tongue's not popping out, so... How badly do you want it? Here. Let's savor it together, shall we? Ah, delicious. Your emote's not ready yet. Well, you know what? Neither is mine, because I have not been able to avoid entertaining the family since they got here. Okay, you stop. I'll mute myself if I take another bite. Ah! Was that both my arms? Jesus! I think that was both of them. I need that orthopedist yesterday. Fuck. Okay, I deserve that for the ASMR. I'll keep my eating to myself. Yeah. Can you vent about the emotes real quick? Please do. I'm all ears. And I'm not going to use the emote this time. I'm just listening. Dang, bitch, I'm cracking. Yeah, I should count myself lucky nothing's fallen off yet. But I digress. What do you got for the emotes? I'm not using the toggle, don't worry, I'm just listening. / reading. Thanks to 2 bitches, you got even more sauce to do now, and not even all your other ones are approved yet. I wasn't sure if that was the entirety of the rant. Okay. I'm going to assume it is. You get what you fucking deserve. You waste your money on one guy, and now you have to put in some extra design work. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I repay you. Maybe we see how that generosity swings both ways, and maybe I design an emote for you. Fill one of those slots, huh? Would that make you happy? How would you feel if I designed an emote for you before I did any for myself? I've got some stuff early on, sure, but nothing ready to upload. Nothing approved. Are you willing to tempt fate like that? Is that the game you want to play? I didn't even give you that work. I'm about to give you something. And you're going to take it like a champ. Are you ready? For free? Yes! You already waste enough money on me for no good reason. No, wait, make my own emotes first. You finally want to use some. If I change my mind on that, you'll find out. Well, okay, kinky. Look, I'm sinking my teeth into something supple right now. I gotta get it out of my system. I know it's memed on that I hate the French, the Canadians, and especially the French Canadians. But the French did something right here. The same way the Japanese fold pig iron into goddamn katanas, the French fold bread. And nobody pretends that croissants are the goddamn ubermensch of bread either, so... It just works. The French gave us Gothic architecture. They gave us film noir. They also gave me an easy punchline. Anyway. Impish nature, again, we just went over that. Why you'd want to use impish and not bold. The primary reason is just rebreeding for future operations. Although, I don't even know if I'm going to need to rebreed this goddamn Orthworm, because it's literally one of the most consistently used things I've seen for Tera raids. I think I've actually used this specific Orthworm. Like, literally. If I could pull up a PID for this single Orthworm... Nuh-uh, Gothic architecture is not French. I'm talking about the French execution of architecture. I'm talking specifically their variant. Nothing against other Gothic architectures, but I think French Gothic's my favorite. And you can call me sacrilegious for that one. I get it. But I spend 90+% of my time talking about the French, just insulting them. I'll give them one compliment here and there. Alright, you're forgiven. That's all I ask. I didn't actually require it, actually. But I'll take it. This singular goddamn Orthworm. I have not had to rebreed more of them. It's just this one has been good for 3 7-star raids. Why? And the strat is dirt simple on this one. We're not even using Protect in here. The one time I would want to use Protect would probably be after the body press spam at turn 14. So the second ally stat reset. That feels like the one time I would want to use Protect. But if you time that properly, it's going to do the stat reset the same time we are going to have the shield break. That's how it should time out anyway. So if you time that properly anyway, that reset along with the shield break means it's going to be staggered that turn, so you don't have to Protect. You get a free swing. That's the only time I would want to Protect in this fight anyway. So we're mostly just going to be using Iron Defense. We set up with Mud Slap to give ourselves some windows in the early fight. It'll reset its own stats around this period, so probably like turn 15, give or take. That's when it'll get its full accuracy back. Over halfway through the fight. That's the only time I would want to use Protect. So we set up Iron Defense. 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 4 times. Iron Defense. Iron Defense. We don't even get to use Body Press after the first setup. We just have to set up 3 layers of Iron Defense to stay alive. Iron Defense. Iron Defense. Body Press. Iron Defense. Body Press. Iron Defense. Ah. Body Press. That's the entire strat. It's a master strategy, and it has no right to be so good. But what's our option? What's our alternative here? The Annihilate from Danny's solo raids earlier? That's a crit build! You have to use focus energy, you have to hold a scope lens, and you're relying on spamming Drain Punch. And then once the shield is down, you use Screech. I hate that idea. Like, relying on crits is just rolling the dice nonstop. Even if you improve the odds, it's still dice rolls. And I fail dice rolls every day. What a master strategy. Also, wait, you just remembered. Alrighty. My X notification didn't go out? Let's see. It went live, let me see if I can pull up the exact time. It went live a minute before 1 p.m. Open quote. I need to knock out this raid stat so I can activate and start farming the new shiny mass event outbreak. I mean, because I'd hate for you to miss out on Baxcalibur all over me going live late. Close quote. It's up. It's just not clever, or funny, or remotely good. Then again, neither am I, so it's accurate. Okay, we've gone over the strategy. I can take down my notes. Go away. Let's go find that black crystal. We're looking for an ice-type black crystal. It should be... That's deceptive, because it's actually going to be on top of the mountain here, which means getting up there from Dalazapa is more difficult. It makes more sense to just fly to Glaciato and then go down the mountain. Bro, then XP crashing on your end again because you didn't get a notification. I'm glad you showed up without the notification. Look at this beautiful Arctic biome. Me traveling with my iceberg, too. No, wait, this is the earthworm. You know what? I'm happier here anyway. It's about to get nice and overcast and full of ass. You always show up. I know, and I'm still baffled, but grateful. Wait. I didn't set a waypoint. Do I need one? Probably, actually. I have not been playing that much Pokemon recently, so there is a non-0% chance I would get lost trying to find it. But yes, you do always show up, and I'm grateful. Still baffled, but grateful. When I set up redeems and alerts like that, I'm probably going to pick at least one from the mask. It's like, you like me. You really, really like me. Why the fuck do you think I'm always at... I'm sorry, let me rephrase that to actually put it in the correct tense. Why do I think you're always asking when I'm streaming, you lay out your evening to my streams? You gotta have higher standards than that, come on. Have you met me? I'm me. Don't be so grateful, it's the least you could do. Put that away. Obviously you do. Do I think you would be here if you hated me? No hate boner, then. Well, that's slightly less turgid, but, it still flows. Sure. Unfortunately, you met me, and I don't seem to be that bad, though. I don't know, I met the guy living in my mirror once. He seems like an asshole to me. Okay. Now, I said before, and I'm going to hold myself to it, I'm only going to reset if we get an Arcanine ally, but I do believe the Orthworm build for this raid is more difficult than the Avalon build. Because the main thing is, we're bringing a covert cloak so we don't get flinched. And even more importantly, the ability we're falling back on is Earth Eater. We are relying on our enemy to use a ground-type attack on us so that we can heal. The AI does not seem to develop the same sense of attack immunities as it would for a type-based immunity. We saw this before in the Garchomp raid, or not the Garchomp raid, it was actually the Metagross raid. Yeah, it was the Metagross raid. We were using that Hydreigon build that was Tera Ground. It would stop using Thunder Punch on us after we went Tera Ground, because we were immune. It makes sense. But in this raid, and others, but this raid in particular, you're going to see that the Baxcalibur is not going to stop using ground-type moves, even though we are effectively immune to them. They actively help us. The raid boss is not going to factor that in. It's going to seemingly forget our ability. Repeatedly. But even if it does that, if it doesn't use enough Earthquakes, we don't have health regen aside from 3 cheers. Now, I would probably, in this raid, only use my cheers for healing. I wouldn't use an attack cheer or a guard cheer. But if you're getting to the later parts of the raid, a guard cheer would actually give you additional defense and theoretically help with your body press damage. We do have lower defense than an Avalog, however, so we are dealing overall lower damage, and we don't have built-in healing. So no Recover, no Shell Bell. This is going to be harder. Oh, I totally am, but it's fun to make me mad. Now you're speaking my language. You hope I fail this time? I think the odds are much improved that I'm going to have to farm this one. Or not even farm this one, just spam it. So let's see what we're working with here. Oh, the Arboliva. The Arboliva will theoretically help in getting it to spam its Ice Gold Crash instead of Glaive Rush, so that could be a problem. But I said earlier, I'm going to keep my word. I'm only going to reset automatically if we get the Arcanine, so that's not an Arcanine. It tried to heal us before we took any damage. Oh, dear. At least the Heracross and the Weavile are going to theoretically be doing some decent damage physically. I'm the problem. And thankfully the worm is the solution. But I can't just dangle it out like bait. Crunch? What on the field is tempting you to use Crunch, of all things? The Arboliva? Really? I figured you'd still be defecting or defaulting to Glaive Rush more than that. Maybe my brain is defecting. We're clearly not on the same side, but I didn't think it would just surrender. No, wait, I'm eating French pastries. That's why my brain is surrendering. God damn it. The croissants betrayed me. Crunch is already missing after one accuracy stat drop? Jesus. I feel like with that Arboliva in play, we're going to have like a maximum of 25 turns in here, just because we're losing so much time to those healing procs. That was the third Mud Slap? Okay, so now we are in defense again. We set up again. Always pushing my problems onto others, not owning up to it. We just had the 4th of July. I'm obviously grateful for the French, otherwise we wouldn't have a country. But it's not July 4th anymore. Our Independence Day relied very heavily on not getting random crits. It also relied on the French hating the British. Which, to be fair, for the time period, the British were responsible for more Independence Days than any other country that I'm aware of in human history, actually. You know what it is that's causing the Baxcalibur to deprioritize the Earthquakes right now? The Arboliva. And I'm not saying that just to poke fun at it. The Arboliva setting up grassy terrain actually would reduce the damage dealt by Earthquake. So it's going to see that as a even... why? I'm going to play it out. Oh, right, the 4th of July is a thing. If you have to pretend you're not aware, just remember it's only a couple days after Canada Day. I don't think it's going to be using Glaive Rush enough for us to keep the damage up. Yeah, sure, the Arboliva does give us some healing, but we're going to see how much we do. So that was effectively double damage. Good. Two random crits and we lose. Well, we lost too much timer off taking that KO, so we're not going to keep playing it out. So that's a good thing. Sure, as a German, you know all these damn days we celebrate. I have to pretend I care about Europe, and I'm never going there. It's like, part of me wants to go back to the motherland. Part of me wants to see Italy with my own two eyes. But then I remember I'm a failure as far as Mediterranean specimens go. I would melt just looking at the damn boot. Wanted to see the downfall. It was a guaranteed loss at that stage. You saw the downfall. It went down. No lube. No foreplay. Nothing. What do I mean I'm never going to Europe? I'm going to get my ass over here at some point? Maybe. Dang, all dry sucks to suck. Yeah. Like, at that stage, it just feels teethy. But enough about that blowing so ferociously. Let's see if we can't blow down this monster one more time. If an iceberg worked, why not an earthworm? Don't ask the Titanic. Ooh, we got the Staraptor and the... Yes, 2 Intimidators. It's not perfect, but it should definitely help. And because we have Intimidators here, you'll notice as soon as the fight starts, we don't immediately begin losing timer. I don't know why Intimidate is the only ability that seemingly has that interaction. It still bothers me. I will lose, and you're never wrong. Well, I'm not going to say you were mistaken with the Violet fight, but that one didn't need any reruns. It was slow and steady, but I brought an iceberg to the fight, so it all still shook out. It's no problem. And now we have the late worm. We'll see if it has to flip anybody the bird. The bird, which you can see stage right. Free heal, thank you very much. And that should be all of our iron defenses. Now we can focus on mud slaps. I don't have any proof. I saved it. There's going to be a VOD. And I also captured the Baxcalibur. It's still in my PC. You don't get the raid boss as a constellation prize. Okay, after this mud slap, it should take down shields. Or, no, it'll reset our abilities. It's too soon for shields. Then we reset the iron defenses, and we can start moving to body press. There we go. Baxcalibur, the Unrivaled. Did what? It did something. No other text. Nice miss. Unfortunately, I'm not able to attack after that whiffed Glaive Rush. Even if Glaive Rush fails to hit, it should still get the double defense vulnerability after that whiff. Should. Ooh, another heal. Thank you for 14 HP. It was less than a potion! It's Photoshop, all deepfakes. Do you really think I'm that good at lying? My family's trying to poke around my streaming now. I couldn't tell them anything, like, I'm under a pseudonym. I shouldn't tell you. I want to avoid getting doxxed, and I know you're not good at privacy. Nope, I just had to play disinterested. I had to pretend, yeah, nothing's really happening, it's not going anywhere. It's just kind of a thing on the side, really. Now let's see that body press. Not bad. It's not doubled off a Glaive Rush, but it's something. I guess the fact that we have a flying type in slot 3 means that it's going to see Glaive Rush as less important than Icicle Crash because it has an ice type weakness it can exploit. At least they're supportive. Yeah, my cousin especially, little guy. Little as in young, not literally little, because he's already headbutting doors just by walking. But yeah, he's big into Twitch streamers. I don't know if he likes VTubers, though, so I sincerely hope he doesn't figure it out. But yeah, they are trying to be supportive, and I'm grateful for them. It's just, I don't want to cross the streams. I want to keep my IRL life and my stream life as separate as possible. Unless it's somebody I can play games with. In which case, I will take every chance I can to play games with somebody, even if that means having them on stream where they could theoretically dox me. We are behind par on damage, actually. We should have already had that shield go down. It might take 2 more hits, because it's only using Icicle Crash because of the Star Raptor right now. It's not using Glaive Rush enough. Well, that's going to help us when they send out more Intimidators early, because it kind of changes the rotation, but it's awkward. Random full crit. Okay. We do get through the shield. We're about to get the Star Raptor back. We're going to put in some layers of Intimidate. But now we have to reset our defenses again. Oh my god, you feel that with your younger cousin. He's the little guy, but he's also so much taller than you now. They're putting something in the water. Like, all of my cousins that are visiting right now are taller than me. They're like 6 foot plus something blondes. They could blend in with the sun, at least from the neck up. But at the same point, some of them are less than half my age. Makes sense. I should try to be private since it could be a hazard. But even when I had that last Monster Hunter stream with Frank, when I pissed him off getting that, I think it was a Saragios Dissenter, he just kept saying Chris, 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 not Ferox. It's like, there's a reason I put Chris inside my VTuber name. Because I knew if I ever had IRL friends on stream, they weren't going to use my username. I know! It's just the way they work. Nobody in my IRL friend circle is into VTubers. Most of them aren't even into streamers. If they weren't into, like, Asmongold or something, they would have nothing. Like, nothing to compare to on stream, at least. So it's like, how do I explain to basically people that only watch the Roach King? It's like, well, yeah, he has a fake name, but people just call him Zach all the time. It's like, that's different. He's not a niche micro-celebrity. He's not a cartoon character. He's a goddamn major pundit at this stage. He's a bigger political streamer than somebody whose full-time streaming career is politics. I already doxed my own name a few months ago when I explained that before, but same here, a first name doesn't risk anything. It's just a first name. And thankfully, where I live, it's a common first name. It's like, gee, I wonder if we have any Italians in New Jersey named Chris. That's like saying, I went to this neighborhood with a lot of Islamic people. I wonder how many Muhammads we're going to find. You're not narrowing down jack fucking shit. Maybe I should have skipped that last Iron Defense and gone back into Body Press earlier. Because we're going to come down to the wire on the time again. But at least we didn't run the risk of running out of health. We need you to use Glaive Rush. If it doesn't use Glaive Rush at least once, we don't have time. We're not going to deal enough damage quickly enough. Come on, give me one Glaive Rush here. Something. If you don't use Glaive Rush, I need to get in a minimum of 2 more attacks. Minimum. No, it got in a second attack. We might be out of time. Come on. Let me push. Let me push. Nope. Damn it. You don't have to ask, please. I lose. It just happened. God damn it. That Staraptor being in the wrong slot. 2 Intimidators did severely help. I'm not going to downplay that. But the fact it was prioritizing Icicle Crash so much and no Glaive Rush, that fucked us. It's just the first name. The perks of not having parents who are into special names, baby names like Jaden, or... Am I allowed to be offended about this? Siobhan. I can't tell you the last time I met someone named Siobhan that was actually Irish. Like, if you at least spelled it authentically Irishly, Siobhan, or Irish, Celtic, you name it, then I would understand. But they just spell it like... They spell it more like Shodan than Siobhan. Like, Shovan. Or in some cases, I think... Was it in high school? Or maybe college? I met one person that spelled it with a B. But it was in the wrong place. Like, okay. I'm going to type out a name. I've already told you how to pronounce it. But you're not going to predict how to spell it. Blame the Celts. How you spell it versus how it's pronounced. Siobhan versus Siobhan. There's a reason Celtic Guardian isn't run anymore in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's vengeance for the goddamn linguistic mutilation. Alright, that's a bully victim name. Hey, Lucario, thank you for the first time chat. I'm glad you're hanging out. Oh. Thank you very much. First time chat and a fall. I'm very appreciative. Thank you. Those parents hate their children. It's right up there with, like, McKaylee or Jaden, or... I say that as somebody who actually likes Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Jaden is a name that gets mutilated. How am I doing today? I was doing better before I failed the Orthworm build twice, but we're still working on the Baxcalibur raid. I want to get this done one last time before 8 p.m. UTC, because I want to get some of that electric-type shiny farming in from the mass event. But I also want to make sure I didn't just get lucky with the last time I cleared using Orthworm. I've already shown off an Avalugg build that worked, but this Orthworm has given me a little trouble. You like my design? Thank you very much. I don't think any of those are going to help us, but I don't see... I'm going to be a man of my word. There's no Arcanine in here, so I'm not resetting. What's my favorite Pokemon? Oof. It's tough to pick just one. But I'm going to say... I'll give you my favorite team. My favorite team is Charizard, Ludicolo, Lucario, Malamar, Dragapult, Vikavolt. Those are my top 6. And you don't have to root for another downfall. It's probable, given this team comp. I did not get the NPCs I wanted, but I'm going to play it out. So yeah, Lucario, you're accidentally one of my favorite Pokemon. I'm not trying to flatter you, by the way. I have pictures. I can prove it happened before you got here. It's at least using Glaive Rush this time. That's better than the Staraptor pushing it towards Icicle Crash. Thanks, you love me too? Alright. Poison through the shield. Okay. That might help. I don't know why they chose to give this thing a times 55 health multiplier, but I'm just running out of time on clearing this thing. Okay, that's all 3 Mud Slaps. We should be good to activate Tera as soon as it resets our stats, and then we do another 3 setup of Iron Defense. But we need it to use Earthquake on us, because we don't have any other healing handy. Unless we start... Yeah. Unless we start burning Heal Shears. Thank you. What? How did you dodge that? Why did you dodge that? We want to be hit by Earthquake. Serves me right? God damn it, you're right. Of course, the one move I want to be hit by, I dodge. Maybe there is such a thing as too many Mud Slaps. You're always right. We'll see whatever's left after this. That should be the base damage. It hasn't used Glaive Rush again yet, but we're about to see. So it should still have its defense halved. Let's see what the difference is now. Better. Not as much as I was hoping for, but better. No, that was definitely more. So I guess the defense down only applies if Glaive Rush actually hits. I'm going to burn a Heal Cheer now, actually. Try to give me a bit more of a cushion. Not a great heal, but it'll hopefully be enough to last. Two, maybe 3 more body presses, that'll push it through. If we use Glaive Rush now, we only need the 1 more. Correction, it needs to use Glaive Rush and hit, so the defense down applies. I'm surprised it's not using Earthquake more, considering we have an Electric type in slot 3. Like, it was heavily prioritizing Ice-type moves with the Staraptor there, but it's not prioritizing Earthquake with a Belly Bolt there. Oh, I guess Belly Bolt also... the move it's using doesn't have a same type attack bonus. It's only super effective. That was the one turn I might have used Protect, but we got the free Stagger in there, so we don't have to worry about using Earthquake through our ability being negated. Icicle Crash, that might hit hard. We'll see. Quite hard, actually. Heal immediately. Was that the lowest roll we could get on that heal? Because it sure as hell feels like it. We're burning all of our cheers, and we're still probably not going to win this fight. Full heal, please. That's a good heal, though. Not full, but good. We have 3 layers of Iron Defense up. That's a +6 to raw defense. Let's see if this pushes it far enough. You hope I won't win again? Really? Maybe I should have started with the Orthworm. Then you would give me the Avalugg out of pity. Really? You get the second Glaive Rush? Okay. Well, we literally do not have the time to take even one KO in this fight, so that's a loss. There is no pity for me, only hatred. Yip, yeah, yip, Papa. Somebody take him away. Ah. Any day now you'll finish loading. Eh? What? Do you not prefer the bite? Screw me, I'm not okay. You're gonna hang around because you want to watch me continue suffering. I understand. At least not until 10 p.m. I'm guessing your time? I don't know what... I think it's a 6-hour difference, so... I got you for another 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 32 seconds. We got the Tauros, I think the Umbreon, and the Heracross? Oh, Weavile. Weavile can help, actually. We save time with the Intimidate. Swords Dance going off. It's only a +1 because 1 layer of Intimidate. Did the Weavile actually get that Leer off before the shield goes up? That? Huh. Timing's a little suspect. What the fuck? How did I know what time it is here? I try to remember things. I usually fail, but I thought it was a 6-hour difference. And I have a clock open on the Twitch overlay. But yes, obviously seeing me suffer is one of your highlights. What else was I expecting? It does seem to be favoring Glaive Rush quite well because of that Weavile. Hopefully that doesn't completely deprioritize Earthquake. Because I do still need that to heal. Creepy. It's not like I have an airport wall with a bunch of times all open all at once. I just added +6 to my own time. And after this Mud Slap, it should reset our stats. Go on. We have a little bit of time then. My math speed is creepy, too fast, too accurate. Have you not been watching me tism out over the stats for a half hour before we even get into the fight? Oof, okay, thank you for the heal. I needed that. I guess I'm actually putting up too much defense too soon, because those ground attacks should be healing me for more. But I'll take what I can get. After this Iron Defense, we should be able to Tera into Body Press. That will give us the +6. Alrighty. Time to watch Earthworm Jim suplex Godzilla. No, you usually just sit here and listen without listening. Aw, I'm your background. I'm your set dressing. I'm your ambiance. And I just took another giant goddamn crit. Why? I wish I had a Shell Bell for an attack that big. Jesus. Somebody tell Zilla to use Earthquake, man. I actually have time to heal Cheer reliably. It missed. Okay. Body press again. Well, if this works, we're going to be one turn ahead of the par. Literally, well, I'm out. No, but for real, you've been using me to fall asleep, remember? Yes, I'm just trying to figure out how you find my grating-ass nonsense to be remotely palatable. Like, especially for falling asleep. When I know my yapping is going on full throttle, I guess? Full burst? I'm expecting people to threaten to throw things at me. Like, I still remember this one time when I was a kid. I was watching George of the Jungle, and I was keeping the movie low, but, again, I was a kid, I was little, I was laughing, and I had my father threatening me because I was laughing too much. Was it the frequency? Was it the volume? Couldn't tell you. I didn't remember that part. I just remember being told that I had to stop having fun. I had to stop being happy. And sometimes that just sticks with you. Background noise peak, you just don't want to leave. You might miss something cool. I didn't even get to use the next body oh my shit. Yeah. Good night, Jim. We failed. Yeah, my laugh usually wakes you up again, so you only get to nap for an hour. I'm just crumpling up the post-it that reminded me to do the raid. Because so far I'm doing it, and it's not quite working out. I literally did the Orthworm the first try when I was practicing this before stream. It was 1 of 1, 100% success rate. The second I turn on Twitch, suddenly I'm not even getting to the last 25% of the health bar. Also hydrate before I go on. Okay. Ooh. I still have half a croissant. Croissant. Okay, now we're unmuted. Hopefully you don't have to hear that. Right. That's your half, right? You agreed on that? Breathe, bitch! Oh, okay. That's my bad. The breathing part, not saving you half a croissant, though. I shoved it into the microphone. You were supposed to Spider-Man kiss it. You didn't have to be upside down, by the way. You just had to reach out. We got the Star Raptor, the Belly Bolt, and I don't remember what the last guy is. Corviknight, okay. So if we do the Spider-Man kiss, do you want to be upside down, or do you want to be in a sheer pink top in the rain? You were trying. Well, I didn't finish the croissant yet, so keep trying. You have, I'm going to say 33% of a croissant remaining to work with. Here's the thing, though. I know it's still early on. I think we're going to possibly lose this one again. Even though we do have the Star Raptor helping for Intimidate, it's in that same slot again. So it's probably going to prioritize Icicle Crash over Earthquake or Glaive Rush. Upside down for sure. You get to be Spider-Man? Okay, then. I get that sheer pink top. I get to be Kirsten Dunst. My tits are fabulous enough for it, so you know what? I'll pop them out. If the Ice Dragon isn't making those things cold enough to stand out, nothing will. Okay. How about I just play and try? I'm still playing it out. I'm keeping my word. I'm only going to reset if I see an Arcanine. Oh yeah, you like those ink cartridges, huh? You were looking at that, huh? You can think about refilling them while you fill yourself with a croissant. Already got a discharge para through the shield. Nice. On one hand, I would like it to be using Glaive Rush more often, or Earthquake. And hitting, actually. Let me clarify. If you use either of those attacks, I actually want them to hit. The only thing I don't want you to hit me with right now is Icicle Crash. JK, croissant. Thankfully, I had a long cinematic there so I could crack something. I only wish it felt better afterwards. Ah. Ooh, crit body press. Nice. I'd be fine with you hitting Crunch if you have to. I'd prefer Glaive Rush. Can I put Croissant as the sound redeem at some point? Sure. I think I actually saw... Oh, what was it? Pringus McDingus did an animation with... was it Mario and Peach or Luigi and Daisy? Pringus McDingus did an animation using Mario characters and the Croissant meme. I like it. I don't think there's any audio difference between that version he uploaded and just the original meme, but I have preferences. Stop dying. I'm not ready to start living. Ow. Hit your earthquakes, damn you. Is this going to take 7 body presses to get through it because he can't land a Glaive Rush? Uh-oh. Well, now I get bonus damage. I feel like maybe the triple Mud Slap on this one is actually not helping me. That Star Raptor is probably doing the most after me. The Intimidates are still obviously useful, but it's also doing decent chip with Brave Bird. I can't believe I'm saying chip for a move with a base 120. Uh-oh. Ow. Hey, do you remember that Earthquake attack? Have you tried using that recently? I think we just lost. That was not even 70 heals. Ah. Ow. I need a full heal. Like, now. That's only gonna give me maybe 2 attacks. And that Glaive Rush is probably gonna kill me. Yep. And a crit! Really? Cruel and unusual. Speaking of, you think you're starting to feel bad for the worm. You hope I'm gonna win the next one. I wouldn't bet on it. I think it might have just been a fluke when I got this in the practice run. If I could get the exact same team comp. Let me see. I think it was... Paldean Tauros, Dunsparce, and Umbreon. And honestly, I thought these two were fucking me up, the Dunsparce and the Umbreon, because they kept trying to use parastatus moves through the shield. That doesn't work on the boss. Like, they kept trying to use Thunder Wave and Glare on the same turn, basically just throwing away chances to attack. But when I got this comp for Scarlet and Violet, whether it was the Orthworm build or the Avalugg, it worked both times, 100%. Maybe I need it again. Maybe I should have recorded the first attempts and not been treating them like practice runs. Yeah. It's feeling like a greater possibility now. Yeah. For the worm. I got Tauros and Gardevoir. Okay. And the Dunsparce. That's 2 out of 3 for my ideal comp. But there's a Fairy type in slot 3, which means he's probably going to deprioritize Glaive Rush. Damn it. Really? Earthquake when I'm at full health? At least I got all the defense buffs up so I can save some health early. Ooh, you got the glare turn 1. Nice. Stop being negative. I will slay. I am positive this is not going to work. But I'm happy to be wrong. Either I'm correct or things work out better for everybody else. That's the benefit of being a pessimist. You're accidentally an optimist. You're just bitter about it. We are still getting Glaive Rush, even though there is a Fairy type in slot 3, okay? Already missing, and I didn't even fully set up the Mud Slaps. I'm a bitter old man, duh. Believe in myself? Why would I believe in myself? You know who the cause of all my problems is? Me! Ow, was that a crit? Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the earthquake. I'm finally getting healed. All it took was putting the waifu in the bait slot. Wait a minute. The giant monster is behaving most normally when it has a potential hostage that looks like poster bait. Masterfully baited. Sounds like a me problem. Exactly. That's why I need to get rid of me. Tera, body press, here we go. Full health. That Tauros is giving us the Intimidate procs, that Gardevoir is offering us life dues as needed, and it should be setting us up defensively. The Dunsparce can get more glares off once we take the shield down. Oh yeah. And that Glaive Rush just means that our body press has been doubled. That's what I want to see for a double damage body press. You want me to stay? Well, I'm not leaving today until I finish this raid. Properly. You're taking double damage just to deal 15 to me. What kind of raid boss are you? And swing and a miss. I think I don't even need the Glaive Rush for the next proc. Just one more will do it after the crit. But hey, I'll take bonus damage. And now we have to reset the iron defenses yet again. Thank you for the head pats. And immediately parry it after the shield goes down. Good job, the Dunsparce. And we got our health topped off with the life dew. Mud slaps are down again, which means we can theoretically take more earthquakes for more healing. More glaive rushes for more double damage. Oh yeah. It's all coming together. All I had to do was dangle Mary Jane out in front of Godzilla. The monsters and their waifus all worked out. I guess it really is all waifus in the end, huh? And husbandos. Instant resets. There we go. Hopefully it doesn't get 2 attacks into us right away. Swords Dance, okay. Do you get 2 attacks, though, right now, or just 1? Oh my shit! Really? Wow! Kronk reference? Absolutely. Peak himbo. Waifus and husbandos give reason to live and die for. Well, I just got my reason to die. Another crit. It was going so well until I took that random crit after it got an attack buff of +2. Oh, dear. Dang, rip. Ugh. It was going so well, too. Not my ideal comp, but it was working. But then again, my best comp didn't even look like an ideal one. My 13th reason for real, I lost count. Is it actually 13 attempts? I would believe it. Okay, I'll hydrate while it's loading. Thankfully, Switch 1 version, so we've got time. Wait a minute. Arbalva and who? Driftblim? Wait a minute. Driftblim has Will-O-Wisp. Is that going to trigger Thermal Exchange? It's not a damage-dealing fire move, but is a fire move. Does Will-O-Wisp trigger Baxcalibur's ability? I don't know. I think it might just be immune to Will-O-Wisp because it can't be burned. Not naturally via fire attacks, at least. Or is it only it can't be burned via damaging fire attacks and not statuses? Huh. I don't know. Well, you can't Will-O-Wisp it now. It's already put the shield up. What do I know? Too much, but never anything useful. How to yap? Yeah, I know how to grate against your ears. And I'm so good at it, you keep coming back for more. Why are you trying to use a status move while the shield is up repeatedly? It doesn't work. I hate the NPCs sometimes. You're just giving away a turn. Driftblim, do you not have any other attacks that will hit it? Like, I thought you had Shadow Ball or something. No, I'm so bad you keep coming back to laugh at me. Well, as long as you keep coming, that's satisfaction enough. More iron defense. Yay. Stop dodging the attack that heals you. Then again, it's only going to be 34 health right now, so... We're almost back to full health just off of Arboliva's grassy terrain. It's ridiculous. No, bad. I agree. The grassy terrain is not helping me right now because that means Earthquake is deprioritized. So I'm only getting a little bit of healing instead of large chunks of it. And that large and charge kind of heals what I need. I like it big and chunky. Show me a successful Glaive Rush, that way my first body press is doubled. Show me something, please. That Sylveon's not going to do anything until we get that shield down. Arbalva is helping with the heals topping off, but I don't think Drifblim has a good option right now. Otherwise, it would be using it. Of course, the one move I want you to hit, in addition to the other one move. And you still can't land it. Earthquake or Glaive Rush, pick one. I want you to use either one of them, please. Successfully. There you go. You finally found your eyeballs. You can see the target through the mud. You're no expert, but it looks pretty bad right now. It is. I'm not going to bullshit you. It is pretty bad right now. We don't have anybody putting in Para or Sleep. Poison would be a little helpful, but it has so much HP that the chip off Poison is just not that much. It can't be burned because of its ability. But we are still on par with the number of turns. It's just, it's taking time because of the extra time loss over Arbalva's Grassy Terrain. Every time we get a heal off Grassy Terrain, that eats into our timer. Yep. That's a loss. We just don't have the time to take a KO in this. Not with the Orthworm. I'm trying to think what would be my ideal comp if I could choose my NPCs right now. If I could have my pick, it would probably be... It'd probably be Galarian Tauros, Gardevoir, and in the final slot, Umbreon. Which is 2 out of 3 of the ones that I had in my best runs, which were offline, unfortunately, so... I just don't see that much value in having a Dunsparce and an Umbreon. They're both primarily there as parasetters. So you don't need both, generally. Aw, poor baby. Cry silently. No! I'm going to cry loudly! I'm going to sleep like a baby, and that means everybody else is going to be awake for it. Staraptor, Sylveon, Haxorus? That Haxorus in that slot means we're going to be getting a ton of Icicle crashes. But again, no Arcanine. I'm going to play it out. That Haxorus got KO'd before its health bar even moved. Jesus. And the Sylveon got KO'd, or no, it's got a pixel health. Okay. Thank you for the heal. It actually got me to near full. Only 2 HP off. That's a negligible margin. I'm surprised it's not Glaive Rushing more, considering we have a Dragon type, and that's a Dragon type move with Stab. Even though it is Tera Ice right now, it does still have its innate Dragon typing, so it's got like double Stab on Ice, but still single Stab on Dragon. As much as I want to body press after that Glaive Rush, we still need to get through the Mud Slaps, reset our stats, and then reset our Iron defenses, so it's just not the time for it. All those misses, though, thankfully that means the attack text processes quickly, so skip an animation here and there, buy some time back. Did it miss, or do we heal? We heal. Good. Gosh, that's complicated. Yeah. Pokemon's idea of difficulty is either all or nothing. Either it's a joke, or it's actually going to take adult thinking powers, and I don't have those. Either the difficulty is a joke, or it's a pain in the ass. And I'm not bending over to take whatever's coming lightly. Yeah, I'm definitely not an adult. I feel like I've never mentally gotten past, like, I don't know, 16? Give or take? Like, in my head, I'm still a kid. I just fake it to get by with the adults. And the floor stopped existing. Goody. We get one more body press, but is that going to be too much damage? I don't have a better option, so I'm going to do it. Those Glaive Rushes are what we want to see, but not when we have 0 Iron defenses active. Oh, I'm just a baby. Just a tiny little blob. Yeah, just a slimy pile of nonsense. There we go. Okay, we got those timed apart then. That's still doing a decent amount. Okay. We want the Staraptor on our side to go down so that I can do more layers of Intimidate. That Glaive Rush might have actually just fucked us, because if we do too much damage with the Body Press, it's going to get a second attack off and a Swords Dance while we have no Iron defenses active. We'll see if it procs the way I think it does. It did not get the instant second attack, but we're about to see if it works or not. Too close. Way too close. I need to see an Earthquake out of this thing now. Ah. So gentle. So loving. I thank you. Now, even if it gets off a second Glaive Rush, we have enough health to get by and enough defense. We can afford the heal cheer. But another Earthquake would be even better. I'm just saying. You might make other people feel like dirt, but for me, that's dinner. And I'm ready to eat it up. Shovel your ground attacks into my gaping maw. I think because it actually got that second attack off after the Glaive Rush, the defense drop has been negated. So I'm going to put up one more layer of Iron Defense while I can. You? Why you? Jim here specifically has an ability called Earth Eater. He wants to eat Earth. It's called role-playing. Have fun. I wonder what that's like, because I don't. Imagine, have fun either? Yes. Hydrate. We might be able to finish the battle before I can drink again. We got the free heal. Earth Eater, never punished. We're not going to have double damage on the body press because of the Glaive Rush unless... Hang on. Let me see the numbers. All it took was me going unhinged and we won. Boom. Nice to meet ya, but now I can have my meltdown in peace. So fuck off. Ooh, free ability patch. Never underestimate the power of cringe. The one thing I have a success story on. Pissing off / outright bewildering everybody else. It took more attempts than I figured it would, but a win is a win. Whoop whoop, thank you for the head pats. I can't believe, even with your shock face, I guess you were rooting for Jim, not me. That's probably the difference. Yeah, just root for my Pokemon, not for me. Now here's the thing I needed, because I'm done with the raid on Scarlet now. I might farm it on Violet. But on Scarlet, I want to farm the current mass event outbreak, which means resetting for new events. If I didn't do this today, I would have missed it. The current mass event outbreak ends in 4 hours, 36 minutes, and 1 second. See, look at all the electric types I could be farming shinies for. Dedenne, Palmy, Pachirisu, Morpeko, Plusle, Minun. I gotta be honest with you, the only two of these I particularly want would be Dedenne and Pachirisu, but I wouldn't say no to having more shinies. Like, I've seen so many people that play Scarlet and Violet, they just get random Palmy shinies out of the blue. It's like, is it really that common? And I just forgot how often you would find a Palmy randomly? Because I remember them being at least uncommon early game. Pachirisu, I liked that even before it was able to get a Worlds win. Just the idea of a Pika clone from Gen 4 winning a World Championship. It's a thing of beauty. Morpeko, I don't like it, but I don't remember what shiny is, so maybe I'll find something I like the look of. Plusle and Minun. I think I actually used to have a shiny Minun, but that was on a copy of one of my Gen 3 games that went bad, so... If I had it, I don't have it anymore. Plusle, I never had a shiny of. But I did use the one from Pokemon Coliseum for a while. I think it was the one you get from Duking, after it was kidnapped by Mirror B. Mirror B, one of my favorite trainers in all of Pokemon, by the way. His team with 4 Ludicolo, perfection. And Dedenne, I have a shiny of that, but I have a shiny of it in Pokemon Sleep, not in an actual game, so just like an idle sleep tracker app. But yeah, I can probably farm this event for a bit. I'm not going to do that on stream, though. Oh, and just, if you're looking at the time, by the way, July 6th, 2025 at 23:59 UTC. If you're translating that to EST, for me, that would be 7:59 PM. Daylight savings time notwithstanding. So yeah, I was on the clock for this one, and thankfully... It was ticking down to success. As opposed to my luck with the damn worm, which was just ticking me off. But good job. Yeah, thank you. Obviously, you're never rooting for me. Root for the Pokemon instead. These are the real stars of the show here. The power of friendship. My best pals. Oh, wait, hang on. Not pals. Legally distinct. My favorite sphere dwellers. The ballers of the Pokemon universe. Success. It reminds me of an old joke I heard. It was something to the effect of promising a bunch of teenagers beautiful things, wonderful opportunities, and it's like, you have to do X and Y to succeed, and then one of the students suddenly asks, who's Seed? Or Sid, based on the pronunciation. Not the dad jokes! I thought you were saying, oh no, like the stream broke, and then I looked at the Twitch overlay and it's pinwheeling. Fuck. I'm refreshing the page. I'm refreshing the overlay. Come on, come back. I can see you somewhere in there. Yup, lol. Okay. You know what? I'm going to take back the dad joke. First one of the day, and we got almost 2.5 hours in. You know what? I'm going to cancel the dad joke then before my ISP cancels the goddamn stream. Welcome back. Oh... It took longer than expected, honestly. Stay? Oh, let's see. Huh. Do we have time to start at some Monster Hunter? Let's see if the connection stays stable. Like, if I play Monster Hunter, that game's going to go online. There's no option in Monster Hunter Wilds, or World for that matter, to start playing offline. The best you can do is start solo online lobby, private. And then eventually you get kicked offline, and then you get an offline service, so... We'll have to see if that one agrees with my ISP. If we do nothing else, though, hang on. Let me just get rid of that. Not that one. There we go. And we're gonna bring, let's see. Is that populating? How about this one? Still no. How about... Why are you not showing up? Curse you, video player. There we go. Okay. Ah. Better. Okay. It just looked at the time and you've only got a half hour left here. Then let's make it count with what I was talking about earlier. Boost that to 1080p. And... gotta give the puppy some love here. Edith, Wide Boy. I'm thinking of adding more animals to the pack, but I've said before, I feel like I don't have it in me to actually depict my IRL pets as part of the VTuber stuff. I can't put them in this set because it feels like I'm looking at ghosts, and then I miss them too much. But yeah, we were talking about croissants earlier, so I'm going to play this while I finish eating mine. More, if you wanted it, you should have got here sooner.
Today, I wanted to eat a croissant. So I went to a place that sells croissant. And I bought a croissant. And I returned home with the croissant. And then I ate the croissant.
That's it. That's the entire thing. Do I mean yours? That depends. Do you want it baby birded into your mouth? Because that's the only way you're getting it now. Aw, you're so angry. You know what would probably make you happier? A croissant. Before we go anywhere else, we're probably not going to have time for Monster Hunter today, but I wanted to go over patch notes that are theoretically coming next week. I don't have an exact date on this. But I'm pulling this straight from Monster Hunter statuses. It is at MH status updates. It's the air quotes official channels by which the Monhunt team is giving information on upcoming releases, whether that's updates, title updates, patches, you name it. So let me actually just bring this into OBS. I don't need to rename it, just give me my screenshot folder. There we go. That should be visible enough. Hotfix patch version 1.020.02.00 is planned to go live on all platforms next week or afterwards. They can't even guarantee it's coming out a week after the title update 2, where they broke stuff. When talking to Nada in Chapter 6.1, Links and Chains, a black screen appears preventing further game progress. The issue will be, big-ass air quotes, resolved by completing the Lagiacrus extra mission, Trembling Blue Currents. That's not solved, that's a workaround. The Lagiacrus and Seregios assignments cannot be re-accepted on some occasions, so you couldn't re-attempt the quest if you somehow failed out of it the first time. I can't say what it would be like if you were attempting these for the first time with HR 31 kind of gear. But for most people approaching this, they're probably at least HR 200 plus, so having to reattempt this is a very rare situation. But the idea of being there before or after a certain point in the main story progression, like, it's already tied to a certain stage of the main quest progression, and then there's apparently blocks in other main quests that are tied to this thing accidentally? The Lagiacrus may swim in the sky on some occasions. Why would you change that? That sounds hilarious. We can't keep nice things. Damn. I wanted to see the goddamn cobra, viper, goose, crocodile, airborne, without wings. Swim through the air, you majestic bastard. Electrocute the birds the same way you do the fish. Taser the entire forest. When battling the Lagiacrus, by the way, this is the thing I hate the most. Lagiacrus. I need to know. Okay. I need to know who in their scripting and their localization departments decide on the pronunciation. Who decided La Guia Cruz? Monster Hunter Tri came out like 15 years ago. The pronunciation was supposed to be solved. There was a video that came out before Monster Hunter Wilds released. I think it was, what's her tits? Rey from Star Wars sequel trilogy. Disney Wars Rey. When she pronounced La Guia Cruz, we thought, are they fucking with the British person? Like, who's trolling Daisy Ridley? No, apparently, that was direction. That was what she was told to do. That's the official pronunciation. And I hate it. I first got exposed to the new thing with the Japanese dub of Wild. So I heard Ragia Cruz. It's like, it sounds like Scooby-Doo is telling Shaggy he needs to get on a boat. Why? Why? I hate it. I hate it with every fiber of my being, and I don't understand Ragia Cruz. Oh, that pronunciation hurts me more than anything else in these passion notes. When battling the Logiacris, and I'm going to keep pronouncing it that way, the same way I pronounce Tigrex instead of Tigrex. You gave it tiger stripes, but you pronounce it like T instead of Ty. I'll never forgive the Japanese. When battling the Logiacris, and I'm sticking with that pronunciation, the hunter may become unresponsive to any controls, or the support hunter may not come out of the water. This actually happened to me. I was doing an SOS. I got kicked out of the SOS because my internet is garbage. And then when I logged back in, I was getting SOS hunters. We did the underwater phase with the Logiacris, and 2 of the SOS support hunters never came back out. It was a 30-minute tempered 5-star Logiacris, by the way. And I still have no idea what I'm doing with half that damn hunt. So I was playing with a Logiacris balanced for 4 players, but it was just me and 1 AI NPC. Doing nothing. I had Rosso. I had motherfucking Bowgunner helping. Helping me is a strong word. The Bowgunner was there, watching me try to take down a monster balanced for 4 players. Pain. But I guess I'm not going to fight Logiacris again until that patch, that hotfix comes out, because it could just happen again, and I don't have a way to fix it. It's unresponsive. When mounting the Seregios, the draw finisher may not register. I gotta be honest with you, the only times I've not had the draw finisher register were when it was in the upper parts of the Windward Plains and it knocks itself out on the fragile rock fixtures, so I've not experienced that one. But I believe it. When using a Charge Blade, weapon I don't care about, but my best friend does. Sharpness decreases more than before. I'm just happy that he was suffering with that, because he was having trouble with Seregios, and I don't know if it was specifically only with Seregios, but he's a Charge Blade main, so I guess this means he gets some extra sharpness. Happy him. Field survey history may be deleted on some occasions. This happened to me when I wanted to get back that small crown young cuckoo. It was just gone. It shouldn't have been deleted like that. I don't know if we're going to get it back, though. I've already got the crown for it, so I don't need it anymore, but that kind of fucked with me. A bug which caused the sizes of monsters in investigation quests saved before Title Update 2 patch to change after it was applied. That's the big one. That one pisses me off. Because I was hoarding crowns, so I could trade them back and forth with other people. I'm only missing, what, 4 or 5 small crowns now? I'm almost done with the awardment system, the damn Steam achievements for Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm almost done. But now, I have like 4 or 5 pages of investigations that I don't know what size anything is, and they have limited uses. At most, you get 3 stacks per investigation. I'm intimidated by the prospect of having to farm them all over again, just for the last 5 crowns. Fuck. But they did put up some kind of a claimable reward on that one. I believe it's armor spheres and guild points, so they're aware of it. They're trying to make people less hostile. They're trying. I'll give them points for that. We'll see if they succeed. Because we don't know how soon we're getting this damn hotfix. But yeah, crown farming is one of the last things I can still do in the game before I'm 100% done. And they broke it. Like, I was gonna save that young Cuckoo small crown investigation. Field survey history broke. I saved just a regular tempered Seregios. It's not even a crown or anything. Just, I saved one of those, I think it was a 4-star tempered, Steve. Just so I knew where the border was between quests that were the investigations that were saved before and after Title Update 2. Just a way so I can actually track that shit. Ugh. And the last thing, a bug which caused the colors of the Sacred safe before the Title Update 2 patch to change to the default color when selecting Sacred customization after it was applied. This does not affect the colors first saved after the patch. Could not tell you a mumbling thing about that one. Didn't notice it. Don't know if it happened to me. Resetting your color palette is nothing. It's not like it's deleting your favorite colors or some shit like that. It's not like it's turning all of your damn colors into rainbow garbled static nonsense. That one I feel like barely even registers as needing to be mentioned in the hotfixes, so I'm glad they mentioned it. I would not have noticed if it even has happened to me. But after all that, once the update is available, online sessions will be discontinued, and you'll need to update to the latest version to continue playing the game. I want to play more Monster Hunter. Why doesn't Monster Hunter want me to play it? It feels like Wilds is fighting against me, wanting to have fun. I guess we're going to have to fight back harder and go back to farming more. Well, I've already finished getting most of the Seregios parts I need. I just need 3 more Breachers, I want to save. I can farm Headbreaks on that, though. That shouldn't be a problem. I'm almost done with Seregios. It's Lagiacrus I need to farm, and that fight seems more broken right now. I hope they get it done sooner rather than later, because if they get it done, air quotes, next week, i.e. possibly starting tomorrow with Sunday, they still have like a 3-week margin before the next seasonal festival starts. But what it seems like it's going to happen right now, I am guessing here, I'm speculating. What it seems like to me is that between Title Update 2 and the starting of the Festival of Flame Feet, the Summer Festival, it feels like the next hotfix is going to be halfway between those. Maybe even an even split. I'm hoping I'm wrong on that. That speculation is just me. I have no confirmation on that. But it feels like if they are going to be dropping those fixes in such a proportionately timely manner, then it's going to leave people unhappy with the prospect of the next festival. Because I got people that came back for Title Update 2 that thought Arc-Tempered Uthduna was already in the game. And I had to tell them it's not coming for another 3 to 4 weeks. How disheartening is that when the game is specifically telling you things are coming, but you're telling people that they're coming in such an unwieldy way that they don't know when they're coming? It's like, oh yeah, I'm excited to fight this new Arc-Tempered boss. It's not in the game yet. When is it coming? 1 week into the next seasonal festival. When's the next seasonal festival? Those were both announced in the same trailer. The communication just is not where it needs to be right now. I'm enjoying Wilds, but I'm not going to pretend it doesn't have issues. I've seen some people saying that the current overwhelmingly negative feedback on Steam is unfair, that's a review bomb. Look. You can call me pessimistic all you want, but what my assessment right now is, that's not a review bomb. That's just the review. The game being overwhelmingly positive on PlayStation and Xbox, that doesn't mean the Steam version has to fall in line because the PC version is not functioning as well as the consoles. Maybe I should have gone with the PlayStation 5 version instead of the PC one, but I'm not buying the same game twice right now. I don't have that kind of money, so I've made my choice, and I just have to keep modding it until I can get it to work, because I don't know how quickly Capcom and the Monhun team are going to get it to work on their end. It's as much a gamble as the prospects of them adding even more RNG Arshin systems into the game. Or Arshin? Ardian? As long as we can't pronounce things, let's pronounce this.
Today, I wanted to eat a croissant. So I went to a place that sells croissant. And I bought a croissant. And I returned home with the croissant. And then I ate the croissant.
With that, I think I'm going to bow out and enjoy more baked goods. I should probably have a real meal somewhere in this mix, too. But yeah, if you like the builds we saw today, I've already shown you the Orthworm, but specifically the strategy today, that came from Panfro Gaming. If you like the Avalug, both the build and the strat for that came from Danny Raid Solo. Check out both of them on YouTube if you like. They do excellent coverage on the Pokemon 7-star raids, whether you're doing solo or multiplayer. Panfro especially if you're doing multiplayer. Danny, it's right in the name. Raid Solo. Solo Raid. And right now, I'm about to go solo, so... maybe I'll raid a fridge too. A smarter person probably would have used that as a setup to start raiding another channel, but for me, I'm just ready to bow out. Hydrate before you go. Hydrate before I go. I'm glad you're XDing in there. I'm glad you're having a good time, so... We will be back... Today's the 5th. The earliest I can come back is the 9th. I will reach out to you later as to setting up some peak play times for peak. As far as the stream goes, however, I will not be back on Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. Wednesday's the earliest. And Thursday's a maybe as well, because I've got doctors then, too. If Thursday goes well, I might be able to spread things out going forward. So, hopefully that will get me some more time back with you. Feels like I've had a chronically low amount of streaming lately, but... The river of the yapping mouth flows ever onward. We will have to solve that next time. For tonight, get some rest. Hope you had fun. I'll try to minimize the aggravation I provide next time. No guarantees of success, but I'll try. I had a great time working on these builds, by which I mean stealing them and just playing them out for myself. And hopefully we can have some more fun next time. Maybe some Monster Hunter, maybe Pokemon. We'll see what's active. I'm really in the mood for Bayonetta, though. And I want to get those Pokemon Scarlet and Violet playthroughs started from top to bottom. So it's not just all of these purely raid boss type videos. Thank you for blowing a kiss. Now it's time for me to blow this joint. I'll catch you later. Thanks again, and ciao. Now, off to the fridge. It's chow time.